Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first episode, Free Game, Part 1, Attacking the Defender, powered by 3Gen Sports Science, and me, Will Gray. In today's episode, man, we're going to talk about how to become a better attacker when you're facing defenders of different types, different statures, but, just not being, quote unquote, inefficient with everything you do in your attack. So before we get started, this is actually a redo. We did the first episode, and let's just say the video didn't really do what we wanted to do as far as not pausing and such. But you know, I decided to bring it back because I felt like this was super important. So all my hoopers, man, before we get started, subscribe, like, share, follow, comment. We're gonna do this once a month and just kind of picking pieces of the game and different people that we want to discuss. And in today's episode, we got a good one. So with that being said, let's get going. Now, what you're seeing here is one of um, our players. He's actually an Olympian, and we want to discuss just the way he attacks the basket. Little small subtleties about how he attacks, things he do or he does rather, versus what other people do, and the defender too. So I know you see this video is kind of looped, so I'm gonna talk through it, as we go. The first thing I want you to pay attention to is the start of the attack, right? Which is here. He puts the ball down, steps right, the defender steps forward with his left foot, he's beat immediately. Once the defender stepped forward, his instincts kicked in. He knew if he attacked his outside foot, the defender couldn't drop his hip quick enough to be able to get to him. Now, if we slide it back, the defender himself also is just basically not being respectful to the actual offensive player. So, in short, when our guy in the red attacked him, he was caught off guard. You can tell he didn't even try to get back. That means he was surprised. The great thing that our offensive guy did, though, he did not waste the movement. As soon as he saw his left foot come up, he crossed left to right, hezzy, downhill. And the angle he took just completely destroyed the defender. A lot of times, man, when we're attacking defenders, we actually waste steps. Our guy in the red doesn't waste steps to a point where it's really efficient, but it's also going to be replicated, and it puts the defender in a thought process of like, wow, that was really easy. So he can replicate that as much as he wants. The other thing that I like that he did is that although he started in the triple threat, that live dribble allowed him to laterally step and to see if the defender was going to try to mirror him. When you're playing defense and if you're an offensive player, you if you understand how to play defense, this helps you because there's certain things that happen defensively all the time. One thing that's supposed to happen: if I step right, he better step left too. He doesn't have to get in front of me, but he needs to mirror my movements. If he doesn't, he's beat. So when that live dribble came out and our guy in the red sidestep, once he didn't get in front of him as far as mirroring him, or just try to split the defender so he can get back to his body if necessary, he was completely beat. These type of subtleties in your game, not being demonstrative, just being very, very, very succinct, very, very specific in your attack, and very, very subtle, allows for things to occur just naturally. Now let's get to the next clip. So in the second clip, he starts on the wing, and there's a little different of an ordeal that happens here. He goes right to left off the live dribble. So he's off a live dribble, he goes right to left. But the beauty of it is that the defender actually tried to do something different that time, which is why he's actually in the play. Watch what the defender does. Look at his feet. So he opened up and literally tried to get back to him. The only problem, though, he said make the same exact mistake with his right foot. For some reason, he thought that he could step right at the actual opposing offensive player and get back to his body. He's still underestimating his actual athleticism. So his plan defensively is horrible. There's no way he's going to stop this guy driving the ball in red. There is no earthly way. And I'm going to show you how bad he got beat. If you watch the start from the top again, watch how he goes right to left. And as soon as he gets to his hip, watch how he squeezes back to the defender and crosses back in front of his face to beat the help and finish on the right side of the rim. He literally went left, got to the middle, beat him so bad that he was able to squeeze back down to the defender and cross his face again to finish without the help being able to impact the play. The fact that this defender is not realizing that the guy he's facing is super efficient. Okay? Super efficient. He doesn't waste steps. Right, left, literally. Bam, bam, boom to the basket. The one thing you can take from this attack is his actual lean. Watch how when he actually crosses right to left, he gets his shoulder past the guy and all of a sudden angles back down, leans. The guy's fully beat. If you maintain contact with the offensive player in some nature during your interaction or your attack with them and not try to run away from him, it makes it where the angles are so sharp, he can't cut you back off. The reason a lot of you all get stopped or get cut back off by the defender because you're trying to loop way out to the left and finish on the left side of the rim, when truth be told, you're just allowing the defender time to be able to get back in front of you. The wider you go out, the angle gets a little bit easier for him to cut you back off. That's what 13 was trying to actually do with the attack from our guy in red. He was trying to basically cut him off at the left side. Just so happened, he took the angle. He literally did not anticipate that the guy beat him as great the first time as the second time. These clips are in succession. That first basket happened. This is the second basket. Now, what I want you to really focus on before I get done with this clip is that watch how he actually finishes off one foot. Watch this. Right, left, jump, finish. I hear a lot of coaches talk about, finishing off 2 feet. And it has some credence. If I'm being honest with you, it has some credence. There's no good way you can finish off 2 feet in the lane without constantly inviting the defender to be able to get to the ball. It slows you down. Once I get past you, if I have the right leverage, I can take a bump and still finish through the actual contact off 1 foot. If you are playing against high level players, there's no way you're going to be able to finish off 2 feet every time. It's just not possible. You're better off trying to finish off 1 foot because if you're able to beat somebody, you can get the ball on the glass quicker and get to the rim quicker. Just my opinion. Everybody might not agree with that, but I know you hear a lot of coaches talk about finishing off 2 feet. You can't finish off 2 feet. He finished off 2 feet here. He's getting double teamed basically. All right, let's move to the last clip. Now in this third clip, the setup is not the same, but the attack, as far as what the first clip, is the same in this one. What I mean by that, watch the live dribble. Right to left, he sidesteps, but the defender does a really good job this time. He doesn't step forward. He actually starts in a position defensively where he literally is trying to run to the spot. See how he's trying to run to the spot? Run. And it's really not a bad defensive effort. The problem is that the offensive guy just is great at being able to get to a straight line drive. See, when he went right to left, watch, he sidesteps, boom. The guy has to get back in front of him. You cannot just run to the spot. The reason you can't run to the spot because if your angle is wrong, you're in a bad defensive position. He's gonna just blow past you. So he has to try to mirror him. Like I said earlier, I know I keep saying trying to get back in front of him, but you need to try to mirror him the best you can so you can at least be close enough to him to get a hand on his waist. You better slow him down a touch. I know a lot of you are watching the NBA playoffs, and I know you're realizing that, yeah, hand on the waist defensively when a guy's being guarded, it's not getting called a lot, is it? It's because of the fact that the defender has to have something. It's not a hold for me to put my hand on your waist because you have more momentum than I do going downhill. Just going to figure out how strong you are and can you finish through contact, which is really a beautiful part of the game. It starts to get you younger players to understand. Stop calling every foul. You're not going to get it. You shouldn't. Like, play through fouls. Now, let's get back to this actual interaction here, right? So once he beats him, right, the help digs hard, but that high pickup is so great in this. In addition to that, when he sidesteps off this dribble, this straight line drive he puts down, boom, he literally gets back to the body of the guy who's defending him initially, and he just totally cuts him off. As a result, he finishes right side of the rim off right foot. Watch, right to left, boom, straight downhill, bam, pick up, left, right, finish, right side of the rim. He literally splits a double team. And it's because of the fact that these guys are really underestimating the ability of the offensive player to take great angles on drives. Like he just takes such great angles. That's a problem when you're having an offensive guy who take great angles, your defensive guy who's really in no man's land at this point, because he's not giving him enough respect to be able to stop him from driving. He's gonna have to bag up some more. I know he's like, dang, he's already arm length off and some. Yeah, man, but you got to back up some more. Like, because the offensive player, the way he's attacking with that right to left dribble to that side step, and then literally he's in lunge, he's put straight downhill. Boom. Pick up high. Bam. Great pickup. Leaning back into the defender, crossing his face, right hand finish, right side. Like, for people who are watching this, I know you probably think this is a planned move. Like, I know you probably think he worked on this. The great thing is that I actually know this guy very well, and I worked with him for years. This is not something he works on. This is not. This is naturally just his way of being able to attack. He's played so much basketball that he's figured out things that he can do to quote unquote deal with defenders. So a lot of this is just instincts. Some of the greatest players that you will play with or against, they just have great feel. When you see him go right to left side step, push downhill, high pickup, bam, then step across to the finish. This is not a move he's practicing on the cone. He's literally has perfected the angles of attack, and he's literally had picked up a way to be able to split doubles and get fouls. So that high pickup is the perfect equalizer for him. Now, lastly, this defender ego got in the way. He did not want to give in to the fact that he's just not athletic enough to play defense the way he was playing. He thought he was going to be able to be physical, get his hand onto him. He didn't realize that this guy was just as physical and just as skillful. Right. All right. So now let's get to the actual key points of this talk. When you're attacking the rim, man, the key points are the angles you take, your setup initially at the point of attack, and then how to take advantage of all the mistakes that are happening on the court without overthinking, right? You have to kind of have some type of actual, how can I say this, reactionary ability, right? Or some great instincts. Or just reps, so many reps, so many reps, so many reps, to a point where you're able to read the defender well enough to understand what you're having to do to be able to defeat him. So when you're considering your angles, your drive angles need to be correct. Like people will take some horrible angles driving to the basket. And it's also because of the fact they're taught to run away from defenders. They don't realize that you don't run away from defenders. You're supposed to try to keep them in a place where once you get past them, they can't get back in front of you. So running away from them, you just run to a double team or help. You have to really be specific at a downhill attack, trying your best to keep close to the defender. So when you beat them, you have a straight line drive to the basket. And understanding what I mean by take up space. What I mean by that, if you notice in the clip, I think it was two when he beat him on the wing, right to left cross, went downhill, had a lean, and then he pressed back or squeezed back into the defender to be able to cut him off. He took space up, so it made the defensive guy not be able to slide his feet anymore. He's out to play, and by doing so, you're not going to be wasting steps because all of your momentum and your approach is headed to the basket. Now, your setup. I say this a lot. I say it out loud. I say simplify the setup. I say this a lot to my players. Simplify, simplify. It's cool to go in the gym and work on a bunch of stuff, but like at some point in time, you have to have a simple approach. And your approach that you have to attacking defenders should be very much the same. What I mean by that, your setup should be the same. You should build in attacks off the same setup and counters to actual things that you've seen defenders do to you and say, hey, this is how I can deal with that type of defender. You don't have to just do a move. Like, okay, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go left, snatch back right, back behind the back, pull up this way. That's what I'm gonna do. If I go left, he cut me off, I'm gonna snatch back right. Now I'm gonna do behind the back and pull up. Well, what if you do it and he just pushes you left, sits on your right hand. Now you get pressed up on, or he gets into your jersey and he steals the ball. Like, it's not necessarily a move you're trying to do. You're just trying to take advantage of him doing the same setup. Hopefully he makes a mistake or can't figure out what to do. So he just gives you something. And now you can really get to something else. So like I said, create different attacks off the same setup. Stop trying to make a move. Just react to the difference you see. Right. So, lastly, take advantage of mistakes. Defenders' mistakes are opportunities. They just are. When a defender does something wrong, you have to take complete advantage of it. Don't play with your food. Be decisive. He does something wrong, you have to completely wash him. When you do that, it puts the defender at a disadvantage mentally, but also he's going to say, I'm going to give him something. Now the question is, how consistently do you get people to give you the same thing? Is it a jump shot? Is it the jab three? What is it? Like, what is he giving you? Now you got to go in the gym and work on that part of your game to be able to make it where that's not a problem, right? But you have to take advantage of the defender's mistakes. Like, that defender kept making this step forward towards the offensive guy when the offensive guy was, sidestepping off a dribble. He was making mistakes. And the offensive guy, just never let him off the hook. So get better with your angles, get better with your setup, simplify it, and take advantage of the mistakes of the opposing defender, and you will have success in this game. It's just that simple. For everybody who stays to this point of the video, man, thank you so much. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. Also, obviously, we're on YouTube, but we're also on Instagram and Facebook too. If you're looking for different clips or different things to help your game, please find us there. We also do things for, people who are injured. We talk about different aspects of injuries and stuff like that to be able to help you get back a lot faster. And if you're looking for some positive vibes, man, tune into our podcast, Will's World Overall. It's on Apple Podcast, Spotify, as well as on Amazon Podcast, or Audible rather. Check us out. Let us know, if you have any particular topics that you want us to address, because we have a lot of knowledge to give and we're willing to give it. And with that being said, hope you have a blessed one. We'll catch you in the next one.